What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're here with a video that was requested to me. I seen it, found it in the comment. Two Americans discussing the pros and cons of living in Sweden. This one's gonna be very interesting, so we're gonna see. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations, and let's see some pros and some cons.
What's up, guys? I'm here with my friend Derek.
I'm Derek. I'm American. I'm from Texas. You're from Seattle, Washington,
okay,
right?
Texas, stand up.
Portland, but
Portland.
close to Seattle.
So like we're totally from different states with totally different ideologies
Okay, this one gonna be definitely very in because hey, I'm from Texas. Shout out to Texas.
and beliefs and different ways of living and stuff like that. I moved to Sweden roughly 2 years ago, so I've been living here a little bit longer than Stefan. But
Okay.
I would say that we probably have a lot of similarities between us because we both are Americans who live in Sweden.
Definitely.
And we've also met previously through YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
And had a few beers
Okay.
and shared our thoughts with each other. And it turns out we're a lot alike.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like the experiences we both had being Americans coming to Sweden, like seeing all those like same things and coming from two totally different parts of America and
Totally.
still like seeing those commonalities is really, really cool.
Yeah.
He's also got a YouTube channel. I was super excited to see that there was another
Okay, I'm about to
American
check
around
out
here
his
making
channel.
some YouTube videos. So we thought we'd do a video together for you guys about 5 pros and cons about living in Sweden.
I'm gonna have to check out Derek's channel too.
The first pro to me, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The first pro to me that like really was just a mind blow, like it was just mind blowing to me, was fika. I'm not gonna
Not the
lie.
fika.
Fika is the shit. I'm being completely honest. Like the first thing I think of when I think of Sweden is moose, fika, and Noko. Shout out Noko.
Noko, dude, your Noko is like my bear bells. I feel like, dude, I'm eating a bear bell every single day. You're loving the Nokos, but that's actually my first pro of Sweden is all like the healthy stuff that they have in Sweden.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you go to the store, like when I bring my American friends to Sweden and we go to the grocery store,
Yeah.
and they're like, what the heck? They got protein everything, and they got the hella good protein bars, protein coffee.
Oh yeah.
Like-
oh, yeah.
Not protein coffee.
Protein coffee, that is insane.
I've
And
never
like
heard of
Fari is basically like a high protein yogurt.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much healthy stuff, and it's kind of mind blowing. And I think that's definitely a pro for Sweden because I like to try to stay as healthy as possible.
Dude, like all right, hold up real fast before you even go further, man. Like the first thing that really stuck out to me was the coffee that you just mentioned. That goes hand in hand with my fika, so it's kind of like we're sharing the same
dude,
opinions.
protein and coffee. Gotta
Yeah,
make the game.
Okay, I ain't never heard of protein coffee though. Hey, but fika. When I heard about fika, I was on board with fika. Like I might need to start doing a fika here.
And that goes hand in hand with my fika, so it's kind of like we're sharing the same
dude,
opinions.
protein and coffee. Gotta
Yeah,
make the gains and get your caffeine.
Yeah,
at the
and
same time.
the craziest thing about coffee here in Sweden is like it's real coffee. It's not like the shitty Starbucks that they have in America. No offense to you guys who like Starbucks, but like you go to Espresso House or Cafe Charm or any of the little small cafe joints here, you go and you have a coffee. Like it's a legit coffee. They know how to make coffee here in Sweden. They really do.
See, in the Pacific Northwest where I'm from, we're known for having like pretty strong coffee as well. But then I came to Sweden and I'm like, wow, there's other people out here that are also making strong coffee.
Oh, they ain't messing around.
So yeah, I guess the further north you go, maybe the stronger you have to have your coffee.
Oh, they don't play with their coffee out
They're
here, bro.
not messing around.
They're dead serious about it, man.
My first con is gonna be the high taxes that they have
Oh,
in Sweden. I mean,
Yeah.
I work my butt off as a teacher and I get about a third of it taken away by the government, and that's like a pretty high tax rate. I figured out in America I'd be paying like pretty much about half of what I'm paying, and here I'm
Yeah, it's pretty
basically
insane.
paying double in taxes.
Dang.
So it's pretty mind blowing because in America,
Which can be, I feel like that's just a con. That's gonna be a con anywhere you go. Like nobody wants to pay taxes on anything, you know.
like the tax bracket you fall into, like let's say you're in like the 30% tax bracket,
Yeah.
you only get taxed 30% on that like top amount of
Yeah,
money
that
that
amount.
you made that's past all those original parts. So like the first like $10,000 you make or whatever, you
Yeah.
don't even get taxed on that. So it's pretty mind blowing. Like I feel like America has much lower taxes, especially for like just us normal folks.
Yeah.
So that is kind of crappy, but you do get a lot of benefits for it in Sweden, which that's kind of a pro. But I'm gonna just stick with the cons. Like,
Yeah, but
the
you're about
taxes
to
are
have so many haters jumping your comments like, the taxes are important.
Yeah, the taxes, you do get a lot of good things for
Yeah,
the
you do.
taxes.
The taxes are. I feel like it's a good. It will be a good argument just because like people, I hate paying it, but if it does come a time where I do need to use the benefits, but you will still be happy that you have been paying your taxes because not everybody. When you pay tax, not everybody still use all the benefits. They might not need them or want to use them immediately type thing. So that's definitely understandable.
You're jumping your comments like, the taxes are important.
Yeah,
the taxes are important.
You do get a lot of good things for
Yeah,
the
you do, it's
taxes,
true.
but I had to come up with some sort of cons about Sweden. It ain't easy to come up with bad stuff about Sweden.
Nah,
So.
but I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest. The taxes are crazy out here. Now, I understand exactly why the taxes are high. I can get it. It makes sense to me. I really do understand it.
Yeah.
But the only thing to me is taxes are so freaking high, man. Like, they're not playing around with them.
No, they are not.
Dude, like they tax everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
But I do have to say, to file your taxes in Sweden
Oh, it's a lot
is
easier.
the easiest thing ever.
It's
You
a lot
just
easier.
like open the app on your phone, and the government already did all the, like, your tax papers for you, and you just press OK. Like, it took me over 12 hours to do my American taxes.
Oh, yeah.
While I'm
Dang.
living in Sweden.
Where you do his taxes at? That's
Like, that is the craziest thing to try to do. It's so convenient here in Sweden. You just click a button,
You don't,
and
you
I
don't really
still
pay,
got.
you don't really pay any money to do your file your taxes.
No,
In
like,
America, you go to
people-
H&R Block. they're
That's
gonna-
a big
yeah.
business.
Oh, yeah,
Accountants and lawyers are doing your taxes in
play
here.
around.
It's like, I got money back. I didn't even do anything. I just pressed OK, and they sent me another 300 crowns in the mail.
And the best part about, like, the good thing about the taxes, other than like all the benefits from the taxes and whatnot, even though taxes here are really high and I don't really like it either, the good thing about it is, like, Sweden is so, like, how do you put it? Sweden is so organized when it comes to information and technology and different things. Like, when it comes to keeping accountability for things, they're extremely organized. Like, they don't play
very
around.
true.
That's
So they
true.
keep account of, like, everything that you do, pretty much, in a sense. And
That's a good thing.
and I don't like it to an extent, but at the same time, I kind of do like it, because then it helps you to not drop the ball when it comes to certain things.
It's true.
And, like, I think it might be
Facts.
harder for you to, like, to mess up on your taxes here in Sweden.
Yeah.
Like, as opposed, like, I did taxes a couple years ago, and, like, the IRS was hitting me up, like,
Yeah.
oh, you owe us money. I was like, dude, there's no way I owe you guys money.
It's confusing to do American tax. All the, like, special laws and stuff, and especially when you move to a foreign country.
Yeah, definitely got to find somebody that know how to do them for you. They ain't gonna charge your arm and a leg. They're really gonna help, cause it really can be, especially like you just can't go to anybody for taxes. That's
You
for
gotta
sure.
file, like, how does this income fit with this income,
The
and then
legal
this
jargon
income?
to it, bro.
Oh, and all the legal, dude. That's another thing.
It's like another language.
A lot of the, like, paperwork of, like, official documents in America is like
Yeah.
normal people can't read that.
No,
It's
not at
like
all.
very, very, like, fancy English, and it's like very much legal jargon. Like, even looking at, like, the immigration policies and stuff. Here you go to the Swedish, like, migration office, and it's like it's pretty much laid out in, like, plain, even in English,
Yeah.
in Swedish and English, like, exactly what you have to do, and all, like, the official forms and stuff. I feel like are a lot, like, easier to figure out.
Yeah.
So they kind of take care of you in that way a little
Yeah.
bit.
I would say my con, like my first con, it's not on the highest list, but my first con is when it comes to the Swedish language, how easy it is to butcher it, bro.
Ooh.
Like, there's so many words. Like, Swedes literally have a word for freaking everything. Like,
It's crazy.
for example, free, like, you could say gratis, you could say fri, you could say ledig. Like, there's so many different ways to
Dang.
say it, and then a lot of words sound alike as well. Like, you have fika, flita. I'm not gonna say the other one.
Yeah, careful with that one.
But yeah, like
Oh.
flita, fika, and then, like, it's easy to mess up words and
Yeah.
say the wrong things.
Or dude, the vowels is what gets me.
No, the consonants is what gets me,
Oh,
bro.
really?
Yeah, bro, because they have so many words that go together, and when you put the words together, it's like I don't know how they do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you're rolling your words way too hard, and it sounds pretty crazy, man.
Dude.
And it's,
Which I can kind of agree with that. It's like, since I've been doing like the Duolingo learning, I've been on the basic end, but I can see how, like, it does still relate to English. Like, you can still kind of tell what the word is. Like, in English type thing, in Swedish. So, but it is tricky. I ain't gonna lie, it is a little tricky.
It's kind of weird, bro.
For me, it's the and o.
Oh yeah, that's
like those 3 letters. I'm still like trying to like if I'm writing a word, like I literally don't know which vowel it is, and like when I try to like text on the Swedish keyboard on my phone, it'll like completely autocorrect to a complete like different word that I didn't want because I don't know which vowel it is, and I gotta go like backspace a whole bunch and try it with each vowel separately and until I'm like, oh yeah, there's the word I wanted.
No man, the biggest part for me, other than like how many words there are and how much words sound alike, the biggest problem for me with the Swedish language is the fact that they don't really have any specific rules. So instead of in hus, it's et hus. Why? No one knows. In she instead of et she. So there's like they put masculinity pronouns for nouns or verbs and stuff like that. And I don't want to get into the grammatics. I'm not an English teacher. All I know is like they don't have any true rules. And then the way they structure their sentences is just ass backwards,
it's
bro.
a little different.
Like for example, there's many ways to say one thing, but like you can be like, I'm going fishing, and you can say I'm going fishing now. You can say jag ska fiska. But if you're going to say I'm going fishing now, it's jag ska fiska nu, or nu ska jag fiska. So you put now, going, I, fishing. Doesn't make sense.
For me, I feel like that part of the Swedish was much easier because I spoke quite a bit of German before, and they do like very similar like word ordering.
Yeah, that shit's weird.
And so yeah, the German and Swedish languages are actually really similar. But for me, what gets me still with the Swedish is the pronunciation of things. I mean,
because you can mess it up so bad.
I mess it up real bad. Like people can instantly tell I'm not from here when I start speaking Swedish. Like,
and like me, dude. Like I do a lot of like Swinglish and stuff. Like I've been living here a little bit longer than you, so like I've learned a lot of Swedish, and like, but I still mess it up all the time. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just jump into another con too. I know people have different social standards and different cultural beliefs and stuff like that, but I'm from America, and I mean, in certain places in America, you're legally able to marry your first or second cousin. In some places,
I don't know what places.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I think it's in Georgia you can marry your second cousin. Actually.
See, I haven't been to those places.
But here in Sweden, but like. All around the board, like the legal age for consent is like, if you're an adult and you're over the age of 18, the legal age of consent is like 17 to 18. It's mostly 18 though. Yeah, and if you go under 18 and even sometimes under 17, then it's statutory rape, and it's a big no-no. But here in Sweden, it's normal for like 21-year-olds to date 16-year-olds and live with them and stuff. I think that's mind-blowing
to me. That is mind-blowing to me. Like 15, I think is just a little bit too young for the age, especially coming from America where it's 18.
Oh yeah.
And I just think like when I was 15, I could not imagine like being ready for like
being with somebody older, especially. But hey, people out here doing it. I start realizing how things start adding up, like especially when you get to high school and you see girls, young girls, they are dating those older guys. Or I feel like I see more young girls dating older guys versus, young guys dating older girls type thing. That's just me. That's just what but you start adding up, you're like, dang, they were this old when they were talking to. It is, sometimes it is a little irritating.
I just think like when I was 15, I could not imagine like being ready for like those sorts of commitments that sort of thing brings about. So I think it's like really, really bizarre.
Yeah.
Even 18 is really young. So one of my pros, I gotta say that Swedes are honestly very genuine, very honest, down to earth people when you meet them. Now, as we were saying, like they can be reserved on the outside, but like once you get to know Swedes, this is something that we both really agree with. Like once you get to know them, they're like friends for life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're the kind of people that we're always gonna have your back. Swedes are really, really like real awesome people in that way, and that's one of the things that I love most about Sweden. I mean, I can put up with the cold winters and stuff because the people in this country are so awesome when you get to know them. And that's honestly my number one, I think, pro and favorite thing about Sweden.
All of my best friends, like most of my best friends that are truly, I can say are truly my best friends that I know will do anything for me, they are from Sweden. And I've met them within the last year. and they're already like this with me, and I know that if I ever needed anything from them, they would help me out, and I would do the same for them. And there's no ifs, ands, what's about it. They are truly down to ride. They're really ride or die people.
Yeah, I mean, I've got friends in America that I grew up with that have been like day ones, and it's like they're like family to me. Like, but that's really like rare in America. I only have like maybe a few people in America that are like that level of like.
Definitely can agree. I feel like that. I've said this in another video too. Like when you're younger, you have a bunch of friends, people you know. But as you get older, like have a family and different, it's really hard to find those people that's gonna really like stick with you, even though like everybody life changed, everybody going their own way. Like you're probably gonna have that 1, 2, or 3 close friends that's really gonna ride or die for you.
America,
still, you know?
I only have like maybe a few people in America that are like that level of like close. Like I can totally trust this dude. Like he's basically a brother.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like in Sweden, I feel like I've found other people that I can just relate to on such a level where it's like, wow, these people are really awesome. And so it's good to be around.
Bro, I like the fact that Swedes are like extremely laid back.
Yeah.
Like they're very laid back and open-minded when it comes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Not everything, but for a lot of things, they're very laid back. Yeah. And I love the fact that Swedes agree to disagree.
Yes.
I love that about Swedes.
Yes.
Like if they don't share the same opinions or views and stuff like that, most of the time, if you get into a discussion with them and it's not going the way it should, they'll just agree to disagree with you.
Dude, I wish Americans would have that mindset, because I don't know how many times people in America have tried to like convince me and sell me on either their religious views or they're a vegetarian and they got to explain to me why I shouldn't be eating meat or all these things. They feel like they've got to like explain their side, and it's like, why can't we just agree to disagree?
Bro, people in America, like not everybody, but people in America, you can lose friendships if you don't have the same viewpoints or opinions about certain things. Like people will literally be like, oh, I don't want to be your friend.
Hey, you can take the politics, for example, the freaking presidency when Biden and Donald Trump. You start seeing people that known each other for years, like feuding over a president type. Like it's happening when you have different views. People change. They're not the same anymore, and you got different views.
Like over stupid
It's
shit.
almost more confrontational.
Yeah.
Whereas people in Sweden are very accepting.
Oh yeah.
Of if you do have a different viewpoint, like it's okay. Like you can move past that. My con, I have to say, this one is one that has personally affected me. Have to be the wait times at the migration agency. Like, I don't want to be a hater, but right now the current wait times for my work permit extension are like 14 months.
Yeah, it's like at
average.
least 14 to 18 months, man.
It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, that's sick.
I feel like just so many people have been moving to this country at the same time that it is really, really difficult on those people. I know some people that work at the migration agency, and they're awesome people.
Yeah, they are.
But they just have way too much work to do, and I feel bad for them, honestly. But like on the flip side, like it sucks like not having valid paperwork for this length of time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wish like we did it like how they did in Denmark, where it's like if you're waiting for a work permit and they know it's going to be a long time, they will give you like some paperwork while you're waiting, so you can enter and exit and enter the country without any issues.
For real?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been working on my Danish all week, man. I'm about to go there.
I'm going to Copenhagen on Saturday.
No, I'm kidding.
So it's like kind of scary for me to leave Sweden, because I've got to bring like contracts and expired permits and all these things, and like try to prove it to these border patrols of different countries that I'm legally allowed to be in Sweden, which I shouldn't have to feel like that way after I've already been living here for a year. That's just my opinion. So I mean, that is something that it's definitely a con for me.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the things about moving to any foreign country. There are going to be challenges.
That is a long wait time. Maybe they could. I mean, I don't know how they do it now, because I think this video was made in like 2018. So they could have a better process now. They could have a better solution, so people won't have to wait, or still be able to do what they need to do. You know, even though it's a long way.
Bro, my con, to be real with you, my con is in Swedish culture. Now, it's not a big deal. Like, I understand it, and I think it's actually really nice that Swedes do this. But I also think it's kind of like, you should be more honest. A lot of Swedes, many times, they do what is knyta näven under bordet type of thing. Like they clench their fist under the table, so they don't really speak up about their opinions or how they truly feel inside. So like where I'm from, like we have the First Amendment right, you know, freedom of speech. As long as you're not slandering somebody's name or tarnishing their reputation by telling lies, you're able to say whatever you want. And
Americans will take it to the next level.
Yeah, bro. They'll openly be like, I'm racist.
On everything.
But in Swedes, you'll have like, and I'm not saying it's everybody, but there is a small fraction here in Sweden where, there's a small fraction here in Sweden for sure, where it's like people, if they feel a certain way about something, they don't really like to speak up about it, but then they'll turn around and then they'll, go through with it. Like some Swedes, I'm not saying everybody, but there is a small population of Swedes that are quite racist. And I can get why they're racist, but at the same time, man, it's 2018. And if you are racist, just say it out loud. I mean, just say it out loud. You're being offensive by not saying it anyway, so just be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough topic. But I feel like, in general, the Swedes are more reserved.
Yeah.
And so they're less likely to express their opinions, positive or negative.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've had a lot of instances where people have either made comments or sent messages to me on Instagram or something that, they saw me, but they didn't want to like disturb me, so they didn't want to say hi to me at that moment. But then they would write this on social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like in America, people would just kind of come up to you and say, hey,
bro, we're normal people. We just make videos and we share our lives with you guys, but we're completely normal people, and we're not like super major celebrities or anything like that. We're just normal guys who share our opinions. And
that's a true fact right there, because we could be eating, I could be eating out. Somebody you see them, hey, how you doing? But I think that's good. I feel like Swedes, they definitely respect people's personal space, respect people if they're out busy or doing something. Like, you know what, they look a little busy, let me not interrupt them. America, we interrupt their people and getting a little small talk in.
Talk to people. And if you feel like you want to say hi to us, or we've impacted you in some kind of way, or you enjoy watching us, just say hi, because that's going to make us feel really great. And then we're going to be able to connect with you, and hopefully you feel good by it as well.
Yeah, it feels great when people come up and say hi.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I really like that feeling to know and get to meet the people that are watching my stuff and be like, wow, people are watching. Like, I am making a difference with this content that I've been putting out.
Yeah,
so
it is. That's a great thing.
I think it's a great feeling.
Yeah. Yo, but as a pro, for real, like, one of the biggest pros to me, like, that blows my mind about Sweden, I'm not gonna lie, like, one of the craziest things to me is Swedes know how to turn up. Y'all know how to party, and y'all don't mess around either. Like, y'all are some serious alcoholics. Like, for real, y'all can outdrink anybody. It's crazy. Like, I don't know if they can outdrink Russians, but Swedes, they're pretty close, man. Like, Swedes, like, and they know how to turn up to have fun. Like, their festivities, and like, they always have different games and like different get-togethers. Like, y'all legit, like, y'all make the most of your time. I love that. Like, y'all really celebrate and have a good time.
Yeah.
Even during the winter time, like, bro, pre-parties here in Sweden, whole nother level.
And my pro to add on to that is going to be like, I think the Swedish nightlife is actually really, really good when you look at like, if you look at restaurants, bars, and clubs, like restaurants in Stockholm and Norrköping, I've been really, really impressed with.
Not Sundsvall.
Sundsvall's a little smaller.
That's why I'm moving to Stockholm.
But Stockholm's got amazing restaurants.
Oh yeah.
Nightlife, there's a ton of great clubs and
everywhere.
Things. Everywhere. Really awesome things to do if you want to go out and dance and have a good time. And then also there's a lot of cool little pubs and things if you just want to like go, like we watched World Cup games or something, for example. Like, it was really, really cool that they had all these things that you could do. I think it was a really good nightlife scene in general.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's really nice out here.
Yeah,
I like it.
But that leads into my con, which is everything is so dang expensive in this country.
Gosh,
if you want to go out for drinks, or you want to,
I feel like if you just want to have a good time, a real good time, want to travel and all that, those days are going to be expensive. I don't care what anybody say. Those days, like, traveling going to be expensive. Going out, turning up, going to be expensive. Like, me and my family just went to the fair. It's pretty expensive. And we went on a day where you can at least get in free, but it's still pricey. Everything comes with a price, and I feel like everything really just getting expensive nowadays. I know this is 2018, so that means it's probably even more expensive now that it's 2022.
To go into these clubs that we were just mentioning,
Oh.
you better bring a lot of, not cash, because you don't
No,
need
yeah.
cash to pay for anything, but you better have a full bank account to pay for some of these things.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It blows my mind. Like, I'm from Texas, and in Texas, you can get a nice bottled beer for like 75 cents to $1.25, which is like 8 Swedish kroners.
Yeah.
And like, you could legit get like a pint, or not a pint, but a pitcher of alcohol, like from like 9 to 11 for $1. Now, it might just be a lager or some type of light beer, but it's still $1 for a pitcher of beer.
That Texas price is even cheaper
Bro,
than what I was used to.
Tell me why I can pay like $3, maybe $3.25 for a double Jack and Coke, and they don't measure it. Bro, I came here and I was like, I want a Jack and Coke, and they were like 3 or 6. I was like, no, I just want one. And they were like, no, yes. And they were trying to size it.
Yeah.
And I asked for a 6 because I was like, you know, that's what I like. That's my drink of choice.
Yeah.
And they charged me like $12 for a Jack and Coke.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should have just bought a bottle.
Yeah, you could. In America, you can buy the whole bottle.
He said 3 or 6. No, I just want one.
I should have just bought a bottle.
Yeah, you could. In America, you can buy the whole bottle for the price of
For the price of 2 drinks, man. That's crazy.
And it's not just alcohol that is expensive.
Clothes.
Like camera
Everything.
gear, clothes, and like the camera I'm shooting on now, I had to buy it in America and bring it over just because it was like literally $1,000 difference.
Same.
Dang.
Between the camera having me to buy it here or there, and like my drone, unfortunately I had to buy in Sweden, and that cost me about $500 extra just
Rent?
in like special taxes.
Right.
Now rent is something that we might differ on actually, because maybe Texas is a little bit cheaper.
Way
than
cheaper.
Portland, Oregon. Like in Portland,
cheaper.
rent is quite expensive. I'm actually living much cheaper in Norrköping than I live, maybe even
Dang.
half
Oh wow.
of what I would
yeah,
be paying.
Not me.
I mean, Portland is basically the equivalent of Stockholm, I would say, in terms of
Oh.
rent prices. All right, guys, with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed hearing us just kind of ramble on a little bit about some of the things that we like and dislike
Pretty random.
about Sweden. Pretty random, but maybe you guys will get something out of this
Hopefully.
video. If you liked it, go ahead and press like or share it or do whatever you like to do, and go check out Derek's stuff. He's new to the YouTube scene, but I think he's doing pretty good so far. So go ahead and check that out as well.
Like and comment.
That was pretty good. Definitely. Hey, you know, it's just their opinions, like their experiences. Like I said, I always like hearing people, their experience of just life, you know. Everybody has different stories to tell. And some of these things, like with the expensive, I'm sure the rent, because like Texas is not cheap, but it's not as expensive as other places. Like you said, Portland, Oregon is like super. California gonna be expensive. Texas is not like, it's not near those though. But definitely, dang, definitely can't wait to visit Sweden and enjoy. You know, I don't know about living there with the expensive stuff. You know, I have to really be doing some stuff to really, you know, change that lifestyle. But definitely enjoy that, guys. Y'all let me know what you think. What are some pros and cons for where you live in Sweden or wherever, if another country? Let me know in the comments below. That's all I have for this video. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down your recommendations, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.